She killed her boss while being trapped in an island with him. This is how the story starts. The film opens on Linda Liddle, a socially awkward corporate strategist who works at Preston Strategic Solutions, a sterile Fortune 500 company with glass-walled conference rooms and endless rows of cubicles. Linda is aggressively cheerful yet socially odious. She eats tuna fish sandwiches at her desk, forgets to wipe residue from her mouth, and speaks in corny aphorisms that alienate her coworkers. Despite her eccentricities, she's brilliant at her job and has been promised a promotion to vice president by the company's late CEO. Enter Bradley Preston, the deceased CEO's son, who inherits the company. Bradley is everything Linda is not. A wealthy, glad-handing frat boy who wears velvet loafers without socks, plays golf obsessively, and treats anyone beneath him with contempt. He immediately dismisses Linda's promised promotion, awarding it instead to Donovan, a recent hire and former fraternity brother. Bradley cites Linda's abrasive manner and lack of charisma as disqualifying factors, planning to relegate her to a dead-end role. When Linda confronts him in his office, Bradley is momentarily impressed by her boldness. To appease her, and at the insistence of senior executive Franklin, he invites Linda to accompany him, Donovan, and 2 other executives on a business trip to Bangkok to finalize a company merger. It's a hollow gesture, but Linda accepts, desperate to prove her worth. The next day, she came to the airport for the trip. The flight to Thailand becomes a nightmare when the plane encounters a violent storm. As the aircraft experiences explosive decompression, chaos erupts. Donovan, in a panic, attempts to strangle Linda and take her seat, but she defends herself by stabbing his hand with a fork. Donovan and another executive are sucked from the aircraft, though Donovan's tie gets caught, dragging him to a gruesome death against the fuselage until the plane crashes into the sea. Linda escapes the sinking wreckage and swims to the surface, clinging to floating debris. She wakes the next morning washed up on a remote island in the Gulf of Thailand. After hours of searching, she discovers Bradley alive but unconscious with severe leg injury. They are the only survivors. Linda, it turns out, is remarkably equipped for the situation. A devoted fan of the TV show Survivor and an avid reader of adventure books, she possesses extensive knowledge of survival skills. She builds shelter, secures fresh water, catches fish, and even kills a wild boar in a gruesome sequence where she must impale the creature multiple times before decapitating it. Bradley, the pampered executive who has never gone without creature comforts, is completely helpless. He relies entirely on Linda for survival, but initially continues to treat her as a subordinate, barking orders and criticizing her efforts. When he refuses her aid and insults her one too many times, Linda simply abandons him. Bradley spends 2 days immobile, thirsty, and exposed to the sun before near collapse forces him to accept her authority. Linda teaches him survival skills while warning him to avoid the far side of the island, claiming it's filled with poisonous plants. One night, while drinking homemade fruit wine, Linda confesses a dark secret from her past. She was once married to an abusive man and allowed him to drive drunk, leading to his death. Bradley appears sympathetic and offers to cook for her, a gesture that masks his true intentions. Bradley secretly poisons Linda's meal with berries, attempting to incapacitate her, so he can escape on a makeshift raft. The dosage is insufficient. Linda vomits the poison onto his face during a CPR rescue after his raft is destroyed by waves. This failed betrayal marks a turning point. Linda realizes they are not partners in survival but competitors. She feeds Bradley an octopus containing toxins that paralyze him while keeping his mind alert. In one of the film's most disturbing sequences, she pretends to castrate him with a knife, holding up a dead rat she was actually cutting to complete the psychological torture. The message is clear. She is not to be trifled with. Meanwhile, Linda has been exploring the island and discovers that boats pass nearby regularly. She spots a passing ship, but deliberately avoids signaling it. She's enjoying her newfound power. She has also discovered something else, a huge mansion on the far side of the island, owned by an absent billionaire, where she's been secretly obtaining supplies for weeks. The arrival of rescue threatens to undo everything. Bradley's fiancée, Zuri, has hired a private guide to search for survivors. She spots Linda in the woods. Zuri trips off a mountain trail. Linda attacks a private guide while he's attempting to save her, sending both plunging to their deaths. Bradley discovers Zuri's hand, engagement ring still on the finger, washing up on the shore, and realizes Linda has killed her. The final confrontation erupts as Bradley flees toward the forbidden side of the island, discovering the mansion and its resources. Linda catches him there, revealing her deception. She's been living comfortably while letting him suffer, and she's never had any intention of sharing rescue. Bradley attempts to kill her, but Linda grabs a shotgun from the mansion. In a desperate plea, Bradley claims he's a changed man and professes his love for her. Linda doesn't believe him for a moment. When he manages to seize a weapon, he finds it empty, another of her traps. She beats him to death with a golf club, the perfect weapon for the executive who loved the country club lifestyle. The film cuts to 1 year later. Linda has transformed into a confident celebrity, playing in a charity golf tournament, and giving interviews about her miraculous escape. She's published a memoir about her ordeal, filled with lies about Bradley's heroism and her own victimhood, which is being adapted into a movie. She's writing a self-help book and drives away in a luxury car, having successfully monetized her murder spree. Please like this video and subscribe for more. Thank you.